In basketball, Grant Nelson, who was going to be the transfer from North Dakota State, was looking at Arkansas, Alabama, Baylor, and it looks as if it's now down. It's not. It's being reported it's down to Alabama and Arkansas. And Jack McKenzie had a note about this that, Paul, the one you mentioned, in fact, a couple of times in the last few days, Olivier Nkamhoua is the one from Tennessee that they are Baylor zeroed in on. They would love, and they probably need him to become a Bear, which Grayson is saying that will happen.
Well, for their sake, I hope it does. They're going to have to play some defense down low, which they did not do last year at all, and this is what he can do. Plus, he's starting to become a really good scorer. If you watched him run straight through Duke in the NCAA tournament, you know what we're talking about. And he's starting, like I said, he's starting to become a scorer, but he's a good switching defender and can play that kind of defense. He's got that dog in him that they maybe were missing a little bit last year. The villain, the Mark Vidal, the Ish Wainwright, who's going to get a little messy and is a better scorer than those guys are. So at this point in their careers, so yeah, I think it's going to be pretty interesting down the stretch of them maybe locking him up, and if they do that's a completely new look team. And when you look at the top 4 to 6 teams in the Big 12, it's great again, but really, Houston, Kansas, Texas, and Baylor have added so much here in the last, just month in the transfer portal. It's going to be wild to see.
Yeah, I mean, they got some guard help yesterday, and were able to, I guess, was that yesterday?
Friday.
Gosh, yeah, it has been a couple
of
days. Yeah, Ray J. Dennis. Gosh, that was Friday. Wow. Anyways, that was an important get as far as guard position goes and point guard and all of that. And so that really does leave you with down low as being your biggest weakness and your biggest to do still left on the checklist. So if that's in fact the case where they're potential favorite there for Nkamhoua, then that would be a nice pickup. Remains to be seen in recruiting, obviously, because as much as we're talking about commits, there's also a decommit yesterday from football, and so it just it's funny how it ebbs and flows. But good to know that basketball is in good shape for a player that they clearly have zeroed in on, as you said, and could use down low. So yeah, that's big. And then as far as Dossett goes on the football side, safety is what was said on the board. That's where he will play. But has played wide receiver, is an overall athlete type of guy, but safety is where they want him and where he will start off with, and seems to be a big deal when you're talking just maybe 24 hours ago about there's no recruiting momentum and there's things like that because of the Brandon Booker decommit, and then not only do you get a guy right after that, but you flip a guy from a Big Ten school. So I think that's notable there as well, even with the ties family-wise, locality, those types of things working in your favor. That's still a good deal to flip somebody and bring them into the fold. So, yeah, a lot of recruiting going on.
Yeah, there was an edge that was missing. I don't know if that's like being too overly dramatic about it, but there was someone that needed to knock somebody on their butt, and sometimes Lohner did it, but when he did it, he also created problems too. But this roster is in flux, and even if they were to get Nkamhoua, and even if Bridges comes back, it's still not done. You're always trying to add to the mix.
I don't think I think they get Nkamhoua. I don't think Bridges is coming back. I think that Australia thing might be where he's going.
Okay.
So I mean, it just.
You think either way he's gone?
I don't think. I think that Olivier Nkamhoua is. I mean, definitely if he comes, then I don't know if they really have the spot based on.
Are you kidding me? If Nkamhoua shows up, they don't go Bridges.
I mean, they would if he really wanted to come back, but I don't think that they're pursuing him because they think Bridges is coming back.
Okay.
I think Bridges is going to go pro, and by pro I mean go play in the NBL in Australia. He can make more money there than he can on his NIL. Although I don't know what exactly he's getting here, but I don't think it's not like he's going to triple his salary or anything like that. But he's still going to.
But they could use that.
But if he's ready to be a professional athlete, then let him go be a professional
Just
athlete.
like Ron Holland was committed to Texas forever, and you went, okay, where's he going to go? Ended up going to the G League, make some money. And you would think that his NIL deal would have been really, really nice to play college basketball wherever, and including at the University of Texas.
Yeah, and the NBA with their draft rules, I mean, they don't seem like they want to go back to the ways of old in any way, shape, or form as far as allowing the high schoolers to be eligible again.
Nope.
And they can, use that to further fuel the G League, quite frankly. And I think they have, in whether it was coordinated or not, in case-by-case basis. Like, it has helped propel that league, and now you've had a number of high-profile recruits who have decided, like, yep, I'm not going to college, but I'm going to go play in the in the G League and do it that way and make a little bit of money. So that thing is, it's not taking off. Like, I don't know where you can watch it. I'm not sure about, like, even if they try to really promote it in that way. But that has, become more of a it's made more of a dent in things than maybe I thought originally. And it's taken some time, obviously, and it's not as though it's just the automatic layup that every top prospect is going to go G League or anything, or Europe or whatever, but we are seeing more guys, I feel like, do that now than maybe were before, and that's just how it appears to me with your Ron Hollins, your guys like that, your Jalen Bridges. And Jalen Bridges is a little bit different, obviously. But.
Yeah, I think it's a fair compromise if they're not going to let the high school guys go right away. At least have an option for them that also protects the NBA from making the Kwame Brown mistakes of the past, where you can go see this guy play in a professional setting for a year before you're like, he's our number 2 pick in the draft. Kwame Brown, I think, was number 1, right? So he's the number 1 overall guy. You can maybe see if this person who didn't want to play college basketball is really a pro.
Yeah, and really I was just mentioning the fact that it has become sort of a thing because, as I'll touch on it off the radar, there's now a football version that's it's not connected like the NBA is connected, and that's the major difference. And the NFL hasn't shown any indication they want something like that. So I don't know how successful this football venture will be. But I will get into that and off the radar here in about an hour. But, for basketball, it makes sense. It's worked out well for a lot of guys. And, we're going to watch the NBA draft here in the next few days, and there's going to be some guy, and you're like, from what team? I don't know that college. You're like, no, that's the G League team that he's coming over. Yeah.
All right, one more note on Liv and also the PGA.